Luke, thank you for joining me today on Pop Culture Unplugged.
Thanks, Elias. Happy to be here.
Exciting times, my friend. We have Good Cop, Bad Cop. I watched a few of the episodes. I like how it brings the mixture of comedy and a procedural drama. What drew you to this project?
Mate, mostly just a great comedic role in the role of Henry Hickman, which is a character that I didn't know if I could really pull off. And then over time figured out I can do this. And yeah, it was such a great challenge. But I told the showrunner I'd play this character every day for the rest of
Mm,
my life if you gave me the chance.
it's amazing. How would you describe the show's tone? I know you mentioned a little humor, and everything, but is it more lighthearted buddy cop series, or do you want to lean into the drama also?
No, definitely lighthearted. It's going to be people's safe place. It's what they call a blue sky procedural, where it's, like the crimes can be heavy, but they're somewhat dealt with lightly and
Mm,
comedically. Um, and also we have the relationship between the family, which is, dramatic and funny at the same time throughout the whole
yeah.
thing. But I'd say mostly a comedy.
Mm. You mentioned Henry, he's a detective working alongside with his sister Lou also. How would you describe that dynamic between them two?
They're going to butt heads because Henry is facts over feelings and is mostly the bad cop in the
Yeah.
situation, but it switches throughout the series. And Leighton, who plays Louise, is happy-go-lucky, friends with everybody. We investigate a small town called Edenvale, and
Yeah.
everybody knows each other. Everybody knows each other's business, and Louise is definitely the person who's friends with everybody, whereas Henry is not friends with anybody at all. And
Mm,
he's facts over feelings. He's by the book, and so that's naturally going to create this grading of each other, and that's where all the bickering comes from.
mm. Yeah, I noticed that, he doesn't always want to follow the rules for the couple episodes that I saw too. How would you describe how do you think he wants to approach the job that he's got to do?
Well, I think that, so Henry has been waiting for years to be a detective. When
Yeah.
we meet him in the pilot, he's still training to be a detective and they're not giving him his license. And so I think when he eventually does get a chance to be a detective, he has all of these preconceived notions of how he's going to do that, mainly like from cop shows and Sherlock Holmes and things like that.
Yeah.
So, Henry's very much a person who's coming in with a preconceived idea of exactly how he wants to dress, exactly how he wants to look, and how he wants to behave. So naturally, he's going to buck the order of things in order to get what he wants.
Mm. Did you go back to watch any certain TV shows or films for as a detective just to get an idea how you wanted to play this character?
I didn't on purpose because I didn't want to look at anybody else's.
Okay.
There are people doing roles like Henry out there right now. The Good Doctor, Monk, Dwight
Yeah.
Schrute, House, are all characters somewhat like Henry, but I didn't want him to be anything like anybody else, and so I didn't watch any of it. I read Sherlock Holmes to just see who Henry's mentor would be, but I didn't want to watch anything that could influence me, so I wasn't impersonating anyone, which I'm prone to do.
Mm. Mm. How would you say Harry's relationship with the chief, his father? How would you describe that relationship?
Definitely strained. My
Mm.
father describes Louise, my sister, as the son that he never had.
Yeah.
So you can imagine how that makes Henry feel. But Henry's a very odd, he's described by his father as odd and tall, which is exactly what he is. He's a strange guy. And throughout the season, we see my father trying to reach out to me and trying to connect with me in whatever way he can. But Henry's not an easy person to connect with. He's
Mm.
very short on social graces, and very awkward and uncomfortable to a lot of people. And so it's a kind of a strained relationship throughout the entire season.
Now you're starting alongside, we mentioned Clancy Brown, Leighton also. How was it working with them? And was there somebody that you wish you had more scenes with that maybe down the road you'll get them?
Mate, working with both of them is a dream. Obviously Clancy comes with this huge resume of projects, The
Yeah.
Penguin, Shawshank, SpongeBob SquarePants. It depends what generation you're from is dependent on which iconic Clancy Brown role
Yeah.
Um, for me, it's Shawshank Redemption, but getting to work with him, you're intimidated at first, and then you realize that he's just a lovely kind of teddy bear and very much of the dad role. And Leighton, getting to work with Leighton is amazing because you see how good she is when you work with her. And then when you watch her, you realize how much the camera is picking up that you don't pick up in person. It's a very strange art that she's very good at. Anyone I'd want to work with more, I want to work with, just continue working with those two. But there's a character in Stepkowski, played by this guy named Will Chamberlain, who's in the show. And I want to do more scenes with him. He's a young actor, but very, very clever. And I want to do more with him if I can. And I think if a second season comes about, he'll be the guy.
I want to go back to Henry. If you had one word to describe him, what word would it be?
Abrasive.
I could see that. Any similarities between you and Luke? Between Henry and Luke?
Yeah, my wife, when I'd go to work, she and go and shoot good cop, bad cop, she'd say, "Have fun at work being yourself." And so it's entirely possible. It's not something that I very much see, but there are moments where I'm abrasive and I'm not agreeable. So I'm a little bit like Henry.
Last question. What do you hope the audience gets out of this show? What are you hoping they love?
I just hope that they get that this is their safe place. This is a nice place that they can come and relax and enjoy, cozy up, watch some great comedy, watch some drama that they're, stimulated by. If an audience can get off their phone for half of these episodes, they'll love it.
Yeah. That's the best, when you put your phone away and you're tuning in.
That's it. That's the best. And if you can do that without anyone consciously putting their phone down, without them going, "Oh, I want to put my phone down." You want them to like subconsciously just go, "Wait, this is good. What's going on this?" That's what you want. I'm hungry for that.
Amazing. Luke, I want to thank you for giving me this today. Good luck with the series. Hopefully I'll see you down the road again. Talk about season 2.
Thanks, Elias. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Too.